And joining us now, Craig Ray, the director of Visit Mississippi. Good morning, Craig. Thanks for coming in today.
Good morning, Gerard. Thank you so much for having me. Rhino, thank you for your lead-in music, as always.
Absolutely. All right, so tourism, not something that we've talked a great deal about with the focus on lots of other stuff, but I guess the obvious first question is, how has that fared, and has it been disrupted, and to what extent, and where do we stand given the pandemic over the last year?
Well, yes, it has, and that's should be a subject for us today to talk about how we did during COVID and how we're trying to come out of it and what our numbers look like. During fiscal year 2020, we were down about $2 billion from the year before. So we had up to 2019, we had 3 years in a row of record numbers for travelers coming to Mississippi and expenditures for the state. So during last year, 2020, like every state in the country, they were down a certain percent. Mississippi actually was number one in the country in the least lost category, which is
Really?
good. Yeah, we were down 26%. And in comparison, states like Hawaii and California were down as much as 60%. So we did a great job on the recovery, and now coming out of it, although we only had 21 million visitors last year and our expenditures were down about 16%, we're really starting to see already in 2021 moving forward that we're starting to see a lot of expenditures going up. Travelers are still... We'll have those numbers at the first of the year. Again, we work off fiscal years, and so we're starting to see a trend, starting to see some movement. Tourism remains the fourth largest industry in the state, and we're moving through this. All of our welcome centers are open with all of our safety measures in place, and we're working our new campaign and still working with hashtag Visit Mississippi responsibly. So we're a lot of things happen, as we know, during the pandemic, but a lot of pent-up demand, people wanting to get out, a lot of focus on outdoor activities, football season coming up, festivals, events around the state, golf course activities, state parks, anything as you can imagine, hiking, biking, all the outdoor activities, visiting our trails program, our blues trail, country music trail, any activities outdoors have been popular through this time, and so we're just starting to see some good trends. But we like everyone else did experience a big stop sign last year. Yeah.
Well, so we live here and don't of course think about touring often and enjoying even inside our state. We think about getting out of our state. It kind of brings me to the question: outsiders that come here, what attracts them? What do they look for?
Well, right now we're going through this time frame where, again, just about every state is in this place. The international travel market is closed.
Yeah.
The United States, for the most part, is still closed.
Sure.
So taking the international market out, as we're working through these times, we're encouraging people to travel in the state, travel where your comfort level is, regional travel, and so we're seeing right now, as we normally, of course, the casinos that have rebounded and have done quite well working at the minimum capacity that they are. And on a normal stage, our music, tourism, culinary is very popular. Of course, the big event of the year, non-sporting event, would be Cruising the Coast, which is coming up, set for record numbers again this year. But festivals, culinary, visiting our museums. Museums were closed last year, but if you look at museums that are available in the Delta, the B.B. King Museum, the Grammy Museum, the Arts Entertainment Center Meridian, the Civil Rights Museum is doing quite well, and now the new aquarium on the coast. So we have, between our heritage and culture, the culinary opportunities, and the music venues and the festivals, that's would be our lead point. Now, of course, the casinos and the resorts are about 50% of all of our numbers, as they bring people in to enjoy not just the casino itself, but all the amenities that the casinos offer, and to stay there and visit, using the Beau Rivage as an example, to visit Ocean Springs for the day, or the Gulf Coast. They're a great driver and partner of tourists. So we we have a lot to offer. The Mississippi River and the Delta and the different regions are very important to when you mentioned the product that we have to offer.
Yeah.
From the Gulf Coast to the Delta to Northeast Mississippi, the capital region, we have different regions that we're able to offer the tourist. And right now, I think that tourist is trying to find their comfort level, where they can travel and where they can dine, what's open, and what they feel comfortable doing during this recovery time.
Where do they come from?
Well, if you take the international market out, which is a big market for us, before the pandemic, we had a record 185,000 international travelers of our 24.7 million. Doesn't sound like a lot in comparison, but they stayed 2 to 3 weeks and they spent $185 million. So that's from about 18 different countries. Our market for domestic is the drive-in market. So you're looking out to Dallas, Houston, Panhandle, Florida, Alabama, all the cities in Alabama. Nashville's become a good market for us. Atlanta. Memphis is like a sister city to us, but they're a big market for us. St. Louis, Little Rock, Baton Rouge. So our drive-in states around us is the main market. We're, with our new campaign that we have, which is not only, it's called Eat Locally and also Wanderers Welcome.
Yeah.
We're able to reach out to, as our budget has grown through our funding, we're able to reach out to further markets. Atlanta market, as you can imagine, is very expensive. Nashville, reaching out, Dallas, Houston. We're looking to St. Louis and just expanding our market. And with the digital market, you can reach around the world. So we're looking to expand that footprint. But that's been our ground game for many years. We're a 95% drive-in state. So we have two main airports, but not a true international airport where they can fly from a country to Mississippi. So we rely on the drive market, and with our 13 welcome centers that bring those visitors into the state, we're still count on the drive market. So we need to market in those states. I can tell you, too, the addition of Southwest Airlines in Mississippi has already, been a big impact, and that the connecting routes that they're offering will help us even further.
So do we ever survey visitors that come in from other areas, of course, and get a sense for what they like, what they would like to see better, improved?
We do. We have an in-house economist that tracks our numbers throughout the state year to year. Then we also work with Longwoods International, and they give us visitor profiles. And we have 2 new studies that we're putting together, and we're also studying one right now during the pandemic, which these are all different numbers than what we've had before, and maybe even different travelers. Again, I keep saying taking out the international traveler, but maybe we're getting a drive-in market that we haven't had before as people feel more comfortable reaching 2 and 3 states over. So, but what I had shared before, as far as where we can visit, where they can visit, and things to do, and the age group, trying to learn this new millennial market has been difficult for the whole country. How they like to travel, where they like to go. We feel like we have a pretty good idea on that 35 to 50 market, and then the older market, the RV business right now, as you can imagine, the rental of RVs and the ownership of RVs and the travel to state parks and just safe travel has given us another way to market, a different niche market that we're looking for. And of course, fishing and hunting in Mississippi, whether it be deep sea fishing and bass and crappie fishing, has always been very popular. So
do you work directly? Does Visit Mississippi work directly with those who, I guess, rely on tourists for their revenue streams?
Absolutely. Our role is to not only promote from 30,000 feet down for the whole state, but we work directly with our DMOs, which are the destination marketing organizations, and the local CVBs and Chamber of Commerce on what their niche market is. We offer grant programs and help with co-op and sponsoring and advertising. So we're 30,000 feet, but we also get down and really work on those niche travelers and find out where we can help promote those travelers to the state of Mississippi.
We got just a couple of seconds here. Do you feel like the trend is going to continue to get better? Are we trending upward?
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
absolutely.
The good news
there. We're moving forward, and we have some great campaigns that are launching now into the fall, and have some great events that are cruising the coast. We use that as a thermometer, and in that, as the coast goes, most of the state goes. So we're excited about the opportunity, and hopefully SEC football this fall.
Sounds great. Appreciate you coming in, Craig. Thanks a lot.
You.
Great report.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right